Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Aaron if you're new here, and if you're a current subscriber coming back to watch my videos, I really do appreciate it. The movie I am reviewing today is the film Where the Wild Things Are. It's very loosely based on a children's book. I remember seeing the book at the library when I was a kid. For some reason they had a copy of it in like a glass case with like a little diorama of the wild things. I don't know if it was because the book was maybe signed by the author or something. I don't know, but occasionally we could find a copy that wasn't in the glass case, and I always liked having it. I couldn't read it because I was way too little, but it's really a picture book. It's only like it's very, very short. I don't even remember the story, other than there's this kid and he goes to where the wild things are. He's friends with him and then he leaves. So, how do you make an hour and a half, 2 hour movie? You have to add a lot of stuff. And that's what this movie did. So, let's talk about the movie. I liked what they were trying to go for. Unfortunately, it fell kind of flat near the end, and I'll get to that in a minute, but since we're talking about the positives, let's continue talking about the positives. I couldn't tell with the wild things if they were fully animatronic, fully CGI, uh, possibly people in costumes, or puppeteering. What I think they probably did is the filmmakers took all of those ways to do the effects and they kept combining them throughout. And when you do that, and if you do it right, it's very hard for someone who's not in the industry to be able to tell what's CGI, what isn't, what's animatronic, and what isn't, etc. Whoever did this did a really fantastic job because I usually have a pretty good eye for things, and even as I was watching it, I couldn't tell what they were using to show the wild things. The faces have so much detail, and you can see such a range of emotions. Like, you can tell when they're sad, when they're nervous, when they're hesitant, when they're happy, when they're in pain, like stuff like that. And I was just like really impressed for a movie that is rather older to be able to pull that off. I just thought was really, really good. The main kid actor, I thought he was great, and I didn't really realize it till the end that I thought he was great because the character he plays is like so obnoxious and just like, if you ever want to know why I don't want to have kids, just watch this movie, and that should help get you on board with how I think about personally wanting kids in the future. I mean, that could change someday, but as of right now, like, no. He's a terrible kid. He's got major anger issues and temper issues, and he's obnoxious, and he doesn't listen to anybody. So he runs away from home. He ends up going to the place where the wild things are. Obviously, this thing is like a fantasy land in his mind. The wild things all represent different aspects of his personality, which I was like, okay, this is good. Like, I can really see where this is going with this. But then as the movie went, it kind of felt like they lost their way. Near the end, something happens, and I was like, okay, let's see this character growth. We'll show that this kid has realized, some of the issues he has with how he treats people. Instead, there's no conflict resolution, and the kid just gets up, says goodbye to a few of the wild things, and then leaves. Well, from personal experience, I can say that when there's a conflict or something isn't right, the worst thing you can do is to just leave that person or that place. Like, it's just totally wrong. It's usually cowardly, and it really leaves a lasting impact on the people that get left behind. Obviously, he's not really leaving a real place because this place is in his mind, but for the sake of the movie, he still never resolves this one issue with this one wild thing. It just ended flat, and it was like all this build up and everything, and then you kind of missed the landing like entirely. With his experience in the wild place, is he a changed person or is he just in a better mood? And we don't know. And it felt to me like the people who wrote the story and directed the movie didn't know either. And I felt like I sat through all that just to be let down at the end. Personal enjoyment, I give it a 4 because I really did not like it. Rewatchability, I'd probably give it. I won't watch it again myself because I really don't want to. For filmmaking, I would give it an 8, but because they missed the landing with the story and the execution, I would probably knock that down to like a 6. Comment below if you've seen Where the Wild Things Are. Like this video and subscribe if you would. I hope you see me in another video. My name is Aaron, and goodbye.